All right, thank you for joining me on another episode here of Phoenix Rising Live. And this evening I will be discussing the idea that everything is a reflection of itself. And what does that mean? And how can we utilize that for greater awareness, greater consciousness, and ultimately allowing ourselves to move forward on this spiritual path? Because that is why we're here. Our purpose is to express ourselves creatively to the best of our ability without assuming that it needs to look a certain way or result in a certain specific outcome, and certainly without insisting that things need to result in physical reality in any way, shape, or form. And as we let go of that expectation, we can truly leverage this idea of using life as a reflective mirror and allow everything in your life to be a reflection point, as well as allow it to reflect back to you your own inner knowing, your own inner understanding, your own inner acceptance of what is. And rather than feeling like things outside of ourselves must be changed because it's not acclimating to the way that I need to see them in order to be comfortable, look at it from the opposite angle. What are the external modalities? What are the external circumstances telling you about yourself? And what is your perception of those circumstances telling you about yourself? Are you feeling judgmental about them? Are you feeling the need to control them? Are you feeling a lack of control over your current situation and circumstances? And if that's the case, what is that telling you about yourself? Pardon me. And the other reflection point is to sometimes pause and simply enjoy what you are doing, what you are experiencing as a human being in this human experience, and note that it's all serving a purpose, but the idea that it has to be deep and meaningful and have some deep spiritual linkage in your life, deep spiritual association, isn't necessarily the case either. Sometimes it just simply is what it is. And being a human being comes with its own experiences, its own functions. And these bodies that we are blessed with to enjoy the physical reality, sometimes they just have certain functionality. Sometimes they just require certain things in order to function and continue our enjoyment and interaction with the external environment. And so the important aspect of life is simply to observe and be present to what you are experiencing every moment and enjoy it, laugh at it, accept it, appreciate it, and allow it to evolve into the next moment, whatever that moment needs to be, because it'll always become obvious to you. You'll always become present to what is most relevant to where you are. And the more you allow life to reflect to you where you are and why you are here in this moment, what has brought you here, and how can you utilize it as a platform for moving forward, the more you embrace this concept, the more life begins working for you rather than against you. The more you get into that flow, following the path of least resistance. And the more it allows you to take responsibility. Because responsibility is simply your ability to respond to the external environment, to external circumstances, to your own thoughts and beliefs and perceptions about what you are experiencing. How do you choose to respond to your response? If you have a negative reaction to something, well, you always have the ability to respond to that negative reaction. You don't have to perpetuate the negativity. The idea of throwing good money after bad, there's no reason to do that. The moment you realize what you're doing is not serving your purpose, not serving your path in the way that you prefer it to, in the way that feels aligned, then you simply relax and let go of it and stop walking down that path. And sometimes it feels like, well, I'm obligated to. Well, no, you're not. Well, I committed to this. I have an agreement. Well, revise it. You're the one creating your reality. And so the moment you recognize that there's always an opportunity to shift gears and to transport yourself into an alternate reality that's more in alignment with your spiritual path in the way that is most relevant for you, that's when you embody and begin to master the idea of personal transformation. Because that is who you are. You are a transformational specialist in your own right, because being a human being comes equipped with all of the abilities to permanently transform your reality. And of course, there is a training process to understanding that, accepting that, experiencing that at deeper and deeper levels. And as you recognize that the power has always been within yourself to transform and to elevate your state of mind to higher consciousness, then you are truly serving your purpose, and you are truly serving all of humanity in their collective growth and evolution. Because that is our purpose, to assist one another collectively, to consciously engage in harmonious thinking, harmonious collaboration, voiding the ego, not denying the ego, because the ego serves a purpose, but voiding the egotistical aspects that come along with independent thinking. Thinking that your way is the right way. Thinking that control and manipulation are appropriate. And thinking that achievement on the outside somehow validates you as a human being. These are all old paradigms, old concepts, irrelevant. They can be gauges. They can be used as a way to communicate progress and potentials for the future. And so they can be acknowledged and appreciated, and simultaneously you can allow them to transform as they need to, recognizing that the future is always new. It's always new. The idea of repeating the past really isn't possible in any way, shape, or form, because every moment is a brand new perspective of existence. And if you believe that you're experiencing the same thing over and over and over again, then look around and allow your life to become a reflection for a new path. What signs and signals are here and now for you to walk through a different door? What have you not been paying attention to? What reflections of your life have you not been acknowledging? Because the fact is that you exist. And the fact is that because you exist, you are always supported. And you are being given every level of support that you could ever require in every moment. It's your job to shine the light of your consciousness upon that reality and acknowledge with certainty, know deep within yourself that that is always true. And the more that reveals itself to you, moment by moment, breath by breath, one step at a time, the more confidence you gain about this physical reality, the more confidence you gain about being in total control, not as a conscious being, not as a human being, but as a spiritual infinite being. Your infinite power is always in charge. And the more you surrender to that, the more you will see it reflected back to you. Because everything is indeed an aspect of God. Everything is indeed an aspect of you. And those two terms are entirely simultaneous. They are entirely synonymous with one another. You and God, there is no distinction. You have the power of all that is. Allow yourself to become more and more and even more aware of that as a fact, as a reality, and allow it to be demonstrated into your life, moment by moment, experience by experience. And if you surrender to this, and if you accept that life is here to support you, then you will see that more and more reflected back to you in this holographic reality, in this hall of mirrors that we are co-creating, and simultaneously you are creating it from your own point of consciousness. And there's really only one consciousness, appearing as many, and awakening to this, knowing that everything is here to serve you, allows you to live a life truly filled with abundance and joy and love, and allows you to reach your full potential, fulfill your entire purpose here, again, to be the best version of you. Give life your best effort. Never give up. Utilize the tools, the resources, the reflections that are always here for you. And you will always be empowered to move forward in the way that is best for you and best for everyone else as well. So thank you for joining me on another wonderful episode. I'm super pleased to be connected with you. I'm very much looking forward to tonight's upcoming quantum goal activation class at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join me. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Bye for now.